Have you ever had those times where you feel out of sorts or a bit down in the dumps, even stressed, and you don't even know why? Well, this could be the reason. Hi, my name's Christine L. Conroy. Welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff, a channel for women who are getting happy, living longer and growing younger. And yes, today I'm talking about what actually are your superpowers. They are your superpowers, powers that you have that could make your life a whole lot easier. I'm talking about your personal values or core values. These are your superpowers, I can tell you. Now, you may have watched some of my other videos on values. I think I've done 3. Keep watching, even if you've watched those, because there's something in this for you too. And if you haven't watched the other videos, then the minute you've watched this one, go back to watch the others, where I talk in depth about my own values. I'll leave the links in the description down below. So what are they then? What are personal values? Well, they are the things or the character traits that are or that you consider to be the most important and worthwhile. That you consider to be. These are your own personal values. Personal or core values, as you can see here, here are some examples. Excellence, happiness, which I hope is a value of yours, empowerment and passion. My own values, top 5 values, are purpose and meaning, family, personal growth, environment, and making a difference. Now, your values are part of what makes you who you are. You may know what your values are. If you have watched those videos in the past of mine, then you will have, or unless they've changed, of course, which is what I want to talk about today. You may not know what your values are. You may never have given it any thought, but I promise you, you do have values. They are the guiding principles in your life, the standards by which you live your life that help you to be more effective in showing up in the world the way you want to show up in the world. Now, the benefits of having strong, clear values are innumerable, and these are just some of them. Having strong, clear values helps you to find purpose. So they help you to figure out what you want from life at any given stage in your life. They guide your behaviour. So they help you to act in a way that aligns with who you want to be. They can increase your confidence because they bring a sense of stability and security. Because you know what you want and what is important to you, that gives you a strength and a confidence. They help in decision making because they make decisions easier. If you're considering one choice against another choice, then think about your values and which one of these choices align with your values. Then that's the choice you make. They help you to develop your sense of self. How often do we hear, oh, be true to yourself or just be yourself? Well, who is yourself? Knowing and being certain about your values, you become aware of who your authentic self actually is. And they can even help you to choose a career or make a move and have a different career. Again, measuring up whether or not your chosen career will help you or allow you to live more in accordance with your values. So those are just some of the benefits of having strong and clear values. But for me, this quotation by Glenn C. Stewart says it all. Values offer focus amidst the chaos. And heaven knows we've been through some chaos in the last few years, have we not? Now, sometimes you can be out of touch with your values for all kinds of reasons, social demands or the expectations of others, or just living a busy life, trying to survive. I say on this channel, many times, it isn't very often that you sit down and think to yourself, right, now, today I'm going to think about my values or my beliefs or myself and my what I want to do and where I want to go. So on this channel, I like to give you the space to be able to do that, to be able to sit down with pen and paper and give yourself the time you deserve to be able to do these things. And this is one that I hope you will all do. Because the critical thing is knowing what your values are, but also understanding your values. Otherwise, as I said at the beginning, you can find yourself feeling not just out of sorts, but pretty terrible. I mean, you could feel guilt, shame, anxiety, regret, inadequate, all of those negative things, even unlovable, but without understanding why. Well, often those feelings come from the fact that you are disconnected from your core values. So an example, maybe your actions are not congruent with your values, but because you don't know what your values are or because you're disconnected, you don't put these two things together. So let's just say respect is something that's important to you. You value respect. And unfortunately, you find yourselves working in an environment where the people around you don't seem to respect each other and show very little respect for you. But you just kind of accept it for whatever reason. These are people you're working with. But the thing is, consciously or unconsciously, this is going to weigh you down if respect is actually important to you. But if you've never actually thought of it that way, you'll know there's something wrong, but you won't be quite sure what it is. And that's what it is, that you're not living in congruity with your core values. So yes, as I say, I've done a few videos on values. Why am I doing another one now? Well, as it happens, there have been many studies coming out suggesting that since COVID, our values and attitudes have changed somewhat. And yours may have too. When you think about it, it makes common sense. Such a global event is going to have a huge impact on the way we think and feel. And on values and attitudes. So as I say, if you've done this exercise before, it will be interesting for you to do it again to see whether in fact your values have changed. So in the description portion of the video, so just hit show more, or if you're on your phone, hit that tiny little arrow and the menu will drop down. I'll leave a link in there that will take you to a values clarification exercise. It's a fun thing to do. Get a coffee or a glass of wine if it's that time, and sit down and think about this. Give yourself this time because you deserve it. You deserve it. And do the exercise. Now, it offers a list of common values. Now, you can go online and find hundreds of these value lists, and I think sometimes they can be a bit overwhelming. But I have put this in here because I think sometimes we might have a vague notion of values, but we've not pinned the language down. And I think these lists help you to do that. So there is a list there for you to look at. Some of them you look at and think they won't even register it to you as being important, but some of them will. So have a look at that. But this exercise also includes a way of prioritizing your top 5 values and seeing just exactly how well they're playing out in your life at the moment. Great exercise to do. Now, obviously, if you are unclear about your own values, this is great. And as I've said, if you have done it before, do it again to see, in fact, what's important to you now, what matters to you now since COVID, and of course also since the atrocities in the Ukraine. What I would say is do not set yourself up to fail here. What I want you to do, when you've got your top 5 values, I want you to give them some thought, because some values are very difficult to live up to. And I'm going to give you one of the most common ones as an example. If I shout out to a group of people, tell me some common values, then honesty is one that always comes up. Now, honesty is a real difficult value to live up to. So if honesty is one of your values, you think it is, then I want you to ask yourself, what does that actually mean to you? What rules come along with being honest to you? This is vitally important. Don't listen to your parents who might be here talking to you, or anyone else for that matter. What does honesty mean to you? Does it mean that you have to be ruthlessly honest in everything you do? Or are little white lies okay? All I have to say to you is, does my bottom look big in this? Please do not be ruthlessly honest with me. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Sometimes that's what I mean by setting yourself up to fail. Ask yourself, what does that actually mean to you? And do that with all of your 5 values. And then I want you to write them down on a stick-it note and put it on your bathroom window, on your computer, but somewhere where it's up front and central, where you can see it on a daily basis. And that way, if you have, when you're setting out to go to work or just to start your day, and you have your values in the front of your mind, then they're going to help you to make the decisions you have to make on any given day. So I'm not talking about huge decisions necessarily. I'm talking about whether or not you join your friends for a cream cake at lunchtime. If one of your values is health and fitness, and you go and have a cream cake at lunchtime, then you're going to feel pretty yucky, not just because you've eaten a cream cake, but because it's gone against one of your values. So that's important to have them close where you can see them. They will help you to bring focus amidst chaos. I hope that helps. Now, on the 20th of March, it is International Happiness Day. You might think, how can we celebrate International Happiness Day with everything that's going on in the world? Well, I think the theme this time is building back happiness. And I think that may have been related to COVID, bringing back happiness, building back happiness. But I think more than ever, your happiness and well-being is more important at the moment. So anything you can do to join in on World Happiness Day. Remember, moments of pleasure, small and often, are what get you through the day. So on World Happiness Day, perhaps take extra care of yourself and extra care of those around you, and try to think about things that we have got to be grateful for. I know that may be difficult at the moment. Okay, so your values are going to help you through. Your values are going to offer focus amidst the chaos. Tell me in the comments box down below, when you've done the exercise, have your values actually changed a little bit? Different ones? I'd be so interested to know. Okay, I'll see you next time. And until then, remember that on the Happy Stuff and Fluff, we're getting happy, living longer and growing younger. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.